Here we go. Okay, you won't be on there, okay? Thanks for telling me. Okay, we are just completing one side of the warm-up. See, this is what I've been doing. My pole is pressing down. I step up and over the pad. See that? So I'm gonna move to the other side, which many of you have already moved because you've been warming up with me for a couple minutes. But you see this? I'm pushing on the pad. Whenever I come up and I start to put my foot down, that back knee bends. That's when it goes forward. Because see, now the pressure's off. Now the pressure's on this one, right? So we're just doing that repeatedly, and then I'm going to switch. So here I go. I've switched. Now my foot's on there. I'm pushing down gently on the pole. And when I come to this point, I bring my knee up. Now I bend the back knee and it comes out over the toe. Many of you in this very simple move, you put your foot up here and you know what you do? You lean in like this even before you start to really put the pressure on. So I'm telling you to pound yourself right here, pull yourself back, get that chin tucked, shoulders drop. I'm pushing on the pole gently to keep me in line so that I can bring that knee up and come down. And then I go back and I press and I push my butt back, but I don't bring my knee out over that toe before I need to, as far as an ambulation or a movement trajectory forward. See that? So this is in tight. I don't have it way out here. I keep my tummy in. My shoulders are down. And whenever I'm stepping over, and you guys, you might again think, well, this is a real simple move. Yes. But it's one that if you don't get right, whenever that we go into heavier lifts, you're going to be wondering, oh, why is my hip or my knee or my foot giving me trouble here? Okay, so when you step back, see when I step back, if I'm not thinking about it, I turn my toe out. Anybody will turn their toe out, see? Because we're trying to make it easier for balance. See, I don't want to do that. I want to train my balance. So I want to come in so that I'm going straight on. Now, some of you may say, well, if everybody naturally does that, well, then what could be so bad with it? Because we don't walk around like this, right? And many of us do, to a certain degree, walk around like that. You know why? Because we didn't train ourselves properly to ambulate, to move through our day lined up in neutral spine. That could eradicate so many back problems. I can't even tell you. So the first thing you got to do is slow down and then think about how you're coming into the ground and how you're taking your foot off of the ground. See, I got my foot right in the middle. I'm pushing here gently. And for me on this side, this is really an important move for me because my tendency is when I go into this part of this move, my tendency is to do this, see, because it's easier. Why? Because I'm using the stronger muscles in my hip replaced side. I, in training and doing these sessions, want to help bring the weaker muscles into play so that I can avoid overusing those strong muscles and making the weaker ones weaker because I'm not using it. And I'm not using it sometimes because I'm not lining up. I hope this is making sense. So I'm going repeatedly in this trajectory. As I step down, I'm really thinking, am I leaning too much? Pull myself back. Tight tummy, drop your shoulders. Is your toe straight on? So when you push yourself up, right now I'm in total neutral, good neutral spine. Over my shoulder, over my hip over my knee over my ankle. Then I step. Then I bend the back knee. Okay? So I hope you're continuing to do this. And as you're doing this, up and over, and you're pushing gently to keep yourself lined up, you should notice that you're breathing a little more labored. That's a warm-up, okay? Take a breath. We got about 3 more here. And I've gone through this. So if you came on with me early, you accomplished both legs. If you didn't, then switch and go over to the other side so that you get good warming up. Keep thinking I'm patting you right here to keep you lined up. So when I put full pressure and I release this foot, I'm lined up. Then I come down. That's when I bend my knee in the back. Okay? Take a breath. So if nothing else, this warm up, I hope, will make you think how you're moving through your day. So I think I said 3. I don't know if Kathy's on. Now I'm going to go wide over my little pillow. See that? And I've got my little bar right here, my little pole. See that? Beautiful days, you guys. These are beautiful days coming up. So somewhere in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be putting out my my next Zoom link letter. And anybody that I have received email that wants to be included on a Zoom link, so because they want to be coming in live, and if they can't come in live, that's okay. If they can come in live even one day, then they have their link letter. And they can just push on that and join us live. But if you can't, what I've done is created a YouTube channel so that you can just pull up the YouTube and do it as your homework. And because I know that slugs really love homework, I have it available for you. And see, when you pull it up as your homework, see, you can do 10 minutes and then say, okay, enough of this. And then go do something else and then come back for 10 minutes. Okay, hang with me, hang with me, hang with me. Stay back. Some of you are leaning way out. Okay, this has big implications for ankles here, you guys. Because I'm going side to side, I'm keeping a toe down. I'm not even bringing my toe up yet. Keep your chin tucked and your rib cage up. And see, I just bend the elbow. See, I'm not taking my arms up over past my shoulder. I don't want to do that right now. I do want to pull in my tummy. I do want to say rib cage up. I do want to say shoulders down and knee soft. Okay? Okay, now we've done this enough. Now, I'm going to, if I need to, I'm going to put this pole here because I want to hip hinge back. And as I lean in now, I want to release my foot. So I have to be pressing down and have to be hip hinging back. Soft knee, lift, and come back down. This is an important move. We're going to be doing it weighted here in just a little bit. As I shift, this knee is bent, the hip is pushed back. I'm using my pole gently. I'm going to soften my knee and put all my weight right here. See that? And I just lift my toe. That effort, y'all, done in the right position, I can't even tell you what a good move, if it's done correctly, it is to load your back extensors, your hip, your gluteal, your hamstrings. Because, see, I'm not lifting my leg. I'm releasing my toe as I push on this. That's a big deal. Slow down. See, I'm not doing this. I'm slowing down. I'm pushing back. I'm releasing, and I'm putting all my weight right here, which makes me load in a good way my back extensors. Take a breath, hip hinge, drop your shoulders. You're pressing down, shift. Now lift and try not to overlean. See, this is the side I overlean. So I'm being very aware of this. Why? Because I want to make my whole hip be more strong instead of just a few muscles, because that tends to make instability. Balance. Yeah. So we want to get everything on the stick, so to speak. So it's up, shift, hesitate, now shift, now release and come back. Tight, release and come back. Tight, shift, release that toe and come back in. Try not to overlean. I got 2 more. And you're pressing right down on the pole in front of you, okay? Could be a broomstick, could be an umbrella, whatever. I'm over my pad here. I'm just stepping over my pad, lift. And all I have to do to lift is keep my knees soft, bend my knee, and bring my toe up. See? Soften my knee, bring my toe up. Push down, soften my knee, bring my toe up. And if you do this up to 30 times, which I think we're there, I'm telling you, this preps your back extensors, this preps your gluteals, all of your hip rotators. Wow. Okay, take a breath. Now we're going to hip hinge, really hip hinge, push it back. And as I come down, I keep my chin tucked and I say rib cage up, because I'm going to go down here into my heels. I'm going to bend my elbows and rotate and bring it back down. Stay into the heels, rotate, and come right up to there. Push into the heels, rotate your elbows, or bend your elbows, rotate through the shoulder. This is gentle. Stay into the move. So right here, put your elbows on your knees. Some of you, I can tell you, I know it without even looking. You think you're squatting, but you know what you're doing? You're putting your head down and your butt's way up here. Try to correct that. Bring your butt down by bending at the hip hinge and the knee. Then you rotate this up. See, my head is never lower. My chest and head is never lower than my butt. Okay? Take a breath, rotate, take a breath, rotate into the heels, breath, one more, breath, and release. That should have got your attention right here if you did it right. If it didn't, and you came up from that, I will almost guarantee you that you had your head way too low and your butt way up, okay? Take a breath, come back up on your pillow, okay? And remember, those of you who are around me here, I have some of these at the gym. So just let me know if, in fact, you want to stop by and get one, okay? Take a breath, just contact me, let me know. Okay, now see, this is the first time my hands have gone up this high. So what's happening? My bar is right on top of my head. See that? Okay. This next move is going to be a little scary. I'm warning you. Say rib cage up, drop your shoulders. Now hip hinge. Now sneak one leg off the pillow, one foot off the pillow. I'm warning you. My dogs are probably going to bark here in just a second. Somebody's coming up the drive, the workman. Okay, I'm going to bring my heel down. Heel down. Not my toe, my heel. Then I'm going to come back, okay? If that's scary for you, put your bar here. If you know you're a little off on your balance, I'm showing you what to do here so you don't fall. Are you hearing me? If you're not hearing me, call Kay. She'll tell you. Do what she says. Okay, shift. See, I'm showing you the modification if you need it. Okay? And I'm going to bring my heel down. Then I'm going to go back up. Okay? You're going to bring your heel down. Then you're going to go back up. Your hip hinged, your rib cage is up, your chin is tucked, your shoulders are down. Use this if you need it in order to do that heel tap. And then come back. It is not as easy as it looks. Okay? It's very disconcerting to step even off these little 2 inches with your heel. Now, this is the homework I've given many of you who are trying to rehab, for instance, hamstrings. If you're trying to rehab a knee issue, I'm trying to get you to use the eccentric motion, coming down with my heel down, okay, in control. So heel, and you're just doing a heel tap. And I'm using this. Now, if you want to make it really hard, then you stay up here. See? Boom. Tight tummy, shoulders down. Make sure your feet are straight. Hip hinge, heel, and come back. Take a breath, shift, heel down. But if you are wonky and you're thinking, oh, wow, she's right. That's much harder than it looks. Okay? Use your pole. So I'm giving you an out, all you little slugs out there. I see your green little eyes. Use your pole if you need to. I'm letting you. But if you have it up here, think about all that shifting. And especially drop your shoulders. Yeah. First thing we want to do is bring our shoulders up to our ears. Don't do that. Drop. Ribcage up. Shift. Boom. See that? Ribcage up. Shift. Boom. And some of you might say, wow, we're spending a lot of time on this warm-up. Well, it's not a warm-up anymore. We are going into strength work. We are loading. We're doing what's called body loading. I'm positionally having you load all of your joints, your back, your feet in a positional loading situation. I'm trying to get you to get very comfortable with this type of forward motion, bringing your heel down first. Okay? It's not it's not going to naturally come to you. This is definitely a training move for hamstrings especially. And if you can get yourself on a stair and you do it, usually stairs are about a 6-inch drop maybe. Some of them might be 8. This is only 2 inches. Okay, I got one more. See, before I go stick my leg out, y'all, before I do this, I hip hinge. Get the sequence correct. Hip hinge. Now you're shifting. Now you're dropping your shoulders. Now you put the heel down. See, some of you do the heel first. Okay, here we go. Shift, hip hinge, rib cage up, drop your shoulders. Now bring the heel down. Now bring it back. Okay? Okay, bring these down. That should have got your attention. In your shoulders. Yes. Okay? Big breath. Just do a rotation right to here and then come right to here. Okay? Come right to here. Take a breath. Come right to here. Breath. Come right to here and right to here. Okay? Take a look. Take a look at what I'm doing. Do you see this? This is not this. I don't want to rotate the shoulder that much yet. See, I'm going from my thigh just to here. Bringing it into my nose. Bringing it down. Okay, I'm on this little pad. Say rib cage up, shoulders down, rotate, bring those elbows in, just to under the nose with the bar, out, rotate down. For somebody with a shoulder, a bum shoulder, this is a big deal. And if you don't want to get a bum shoulder, learn how to do this in good lineup. And so many of you, if I were with you right now, at this point, right here, you know what you'd be doing? Instead of pulling your elbows back to make yourself stretch here, you'd be doing this with your wrist. Let's see, Marilyn comes to mind. Oh, I can't say that because she's not with us this morning. She has a class. Don't tell her I mentioned her name. Don't curl your wrist here. Pull those elbows back. The bar should be under your chin now. Your knees are soft. You're in a little tiny bit of a hip hinge. See that? See that? Bring it out here now, bring them down. Okay? You got it? So pretend this right here is, I don't know, a 9-pound weight. We won't do 9 starting with. We'll start with light. But just go through that and imagine that you have weights in your hands. That's why I'm belaboring the point of correct motion, correct movement. Don't do those little cheater moves that I know all of y'all do, because I've learned them all from you. So I'm warning you. I won't name names. Bonnie, Kay, Nancy. I'm sorry. Here we go. Take a breath. I didn't say Kathy. I did not say Kathy. Vicki never does anything wrong. Take a breath. I know Vicki's with us today. She does everything just right. And Tina gets the brownie points. Take a breath. This is why you want to come live. Because if you don't come on with me live, I will call your name. Okay. And if you're on live, I'll call your name anyway. All right. One moment. Now we're going to transition to our weights. We've been doing body loading, in case you haven't noticed. So here's my bar. I'm going to hold on to it. Could I just push against a wall? Absolutely. Could I put my hands on a chair? Absolutely. You do whatever you need to so that you can step really wide in the back. See how I stepped really wide in the back? Now I'm going to turn here so you can see how wide I'm stepping. But here's the thing. My toe is straight in the back. Now I'm going to do that all famous calf pump. Are you ready? Keep that rod down. Bend the knee a little so that your heel comes off the ground, and then straighten it back again. See, I'm not excessively leaning out. See my knee? It's in line with my ankle. Bend that knee again as far down as you can. Go to the ball of the foot and then straighten it. Back. Breath, 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 breath. Bend that knee. Then come back. Straighten it. And I'd only do it a couple of times. Then I'm going to switch. Okay? Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Step back. Get over here. My dogs are alerted to pinball. Come on. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Okay. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Sorry about that, y'all. The joys of Zoom classes. Okay, in your home. Welcome to my circus. Okay, bend the back knee so that the heel comes off the ground, and then go straight with it. Got it? Bend the back knee, breath, and come back straight with it. Take a breath, bend the back knee, and then come back straight with it. Okay, just 3 or 4 times, and then come back up. I will address the noise problem in just a moment. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Okay, the pole down, and I'm going to pick my weights. So I'm going to start with light weights right now. Okay, so I'm going to start with light weights. And I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to go from light weights to heavy weights. I'll do a middle somewhere in between there. So you have to determine what's going to be good for you. Okay, so you be picking your weights out. Get ready while I deal with the barking Ruby. Okay. Did you pick your weights up, I hope? Yes. So, what did I do for my barking dog? Did I put a sock in her mouth? No. I put her in her cage. Okay. So, the big move that we just did, that we came off of, right? I'm going to turn here to the side so you'll see it. So I'm stepping up here. I'm going to take a big step back. Okay? Let me warn you. When you have weights in your hands and you go to take a big step, that may be a lot, especially if you're on a non-compromising surface, meaning a spongy surface, okay? I'm warning you, this is real life movement, okay? When you step back off of something, it disorients you anyway. Put weights in your hands, even though they're light weights. For me, I have a 6 and a 6. That's light for me, okay? But when you're stepping up on a cube that's spongy, it could be a pillow, it could be this kind of a memory foam type thing, and you step off and you exaggerate that step off, it could throw you, okay? So be prepared for that. So now here's my light weights. I'm going to pull back with my arms. I'm not pulling back with my leg. I'm going to do that at the end, okay? So my foot is straight in the back. My hands are coming right at my knee, and I'm going to pull as I stay down. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to pull back. So this is light, and I have a tendency, you have a tendency to open up every time. Try to stay down on that, and you're stretching. You're really, really working your ankle flexibility right now. Keep your toes forward, keep your chin tucked, and just pull those elbows back. It's the elbows that have to come back. Okay, now hold them here. Now straighten your front leg. Now straighten it. Now straighten that front leg. Breath. Straighten it. Rib cage up, shoulders down. Keep your weights right here. Push. Come on, push. We can do this. Push that front leg. Caution to anybody with a hamstring. This is pure strength work for hamstring. A little bit of quad, but hamstring. Whoa. Two more. Here we go. Push. One more. Okay. And bring it back in. Bring it back in. The leg that was up on the pillow, turn it out. That totally releases all that tension. Okay? Recovery. Take a breath. And it helps you to remember, well, which foot did I have up on there? We tend to forget, don't we? That was a joke. Not really, but kind of. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm getting warm. So I'm going to put on my little overhead fan. So when you can have a fan on you, when you're a little gentle breeze, that will help your heart. Your heart, its biggest job is to pump blood around a working muscle to dissipate heat. Because you build up heat when you contract muscles, okay? The firing of the muscles, yeah? So on some level, we all know that, but we tend to forget it. Okay, so what have I done? I have stepped up with my opposite foot. Right there. In fact, if you want to measure how far back you're going to go, step with both feet. Okay, get ready. Drop your shoulders. Tighten your tummy. Now take that important step back. Okay? And it's going to be a little wider than a normal step. Why? Because I don't want this knee in the front going out over my toe. I want it pretty much in line with my ankle. Okay, now take just a quick glance at your foot in the back. Make sure it's straight. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to go ahead and bend down there. I'm going to bring those hands right to my knee. I'm going to pull. But what am I going to do with my front knee? What am I going to do? Everybody should be screaming at the screen. You're going to stay down. Yes, because I'm loading. Take a breath. I am making my hamstring and my quads fire and work together because they're holding stability right now. They are not the moving muscle here. They're holding stability. Breath. And these are really good moves to do. This type of a move, especially with weights, because if anything, what are your joints supposed, what's their big main job? Stability. Yeah, but we let the muscles around them get weak, and then that joint gets sloppy. Are you making the connections? Keep your chin tucked, shoulders down, stay down on that front leg, and that back leg is really working to stretch through. Breath, hang on, hang on. So when we get to the end of this, which is 3 more, we're going to work the leg. Okay, stay down. Okay, hold the weights right here at the knee. Now straighten that front leg. Okay, now straighten the front leg. Breath, straighten the front leg. Breath, hold those weights right there. Breath, here we go. Breath, here we go. Breath. Well, I can tell you this front one of mine on my hip replace side is much weaker. I got like 3 more of these. Breath, and that's it. Breath, stay down, hip hinge, and pull back. Turn that toe out. Release. See? Turn the toe out. Totally release, 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 release. Oh, that should feel so good. Yes. Okay. Take a breath. Now we're not going to go down as far, but I'm still going to use my little pad. So I'm going to step there. I'm going to lean in a little bit. Okay? Lean in a little bit. Keep my elbows right here. Keep my chin tucked. Now I'm going to pull those light weights. I'm pushing them right back. So it's not very taxing right now on my legs because I don't have a big wide step, see? But I have rib cage up. I have my chin tucked. I have my shoulders down. And when these hands go back and they're pushing, I contract the back arm muscles, the tricep. Okay? Why is it called tricep? There are 3 heads to your muscle in the back. And when you use a light weight like we're using, it's very easy to get into this position. You're not struggling. Is it effort? Yes. But you can contract right there. Contract those muscles. Bring it in. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Drop your shoulders. 2 more. Here we go. Push. Here we go. Push. And bring it back and bring it back. Oh, okay. Now don't forget which leg was up there. Okay, because we're going to go up with the other leg in just a second. Put your weights on the pillow. Shake out your hands. Okay. Go into that very all-important W. Okay, this is recovery. And we're just kind of walking in place. See this? I'm in my W. I'm remembering which foot goes up next. When I come back to my W, I'm going to keep my hands up the whole time. See this? So when you bring it in, you're recovering, and you bring your elbows right in here. You're just doing a little tiny treading the water, so to speak. See that? Take a breath. Just pull it right in there. Take a breath. Pull it right in there. Keep your palms up. Why? Because one of my biggest goals, you can say goal or goal, whichever, is to get you to stand up straighter after this session. And if I put your hands up like this, keep your chin tucked, keep your rib cage in, you're gonna stand up straighter. See that? It opens these out. That's the goal. Okay, bring them down, shake, shake, shake. Go like this, pull, pull. Keep your arms straight, tight tummy. Yeah, straight, and just pull back those fingers. Should feel so good. One of the reasons that I really like to use free weights is because the gripping action forces me to use my forearm. Your forearm muscles are directly connected to your grip, okay? So when you're gripping weights in the barrel, okay, whether it's a can or a carry or a free weight, you're using your forearms. Yeah, so that's why I sometimes caution you about overusing your wrist thing, okay? Okay, you ready? These are still lightweight because I'm wanting you to identify some muscles to use when we go heavier, all right? And when you just start out with heavy and you do some of these moves that I'm doing, you tend to do it too fast. You don't notice your muscles. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna pick them up. I'm gonna be very careful when I'm picking them up. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go at least shoulder width or wider. I'm gonna push that butt back. I'm gonna go down there, grab those weights. Okay, I hope you remember which foot's supposed to go up. Put the other foot up. See, I'm not stepping wide or anything like that because I am gonna lean a bit. So keep your chin tucked. Keep your knees bent in front and say rib cage up. Now you're going to come right here and you're going to come right here. Okay? You're going to bend the elbow and you're going to keep that shoulder down. So let me just tell you, if I were with you right now and you brought your elbow right here, I'm going to do one at a time. See that rotation? We already practiced this if you remember. Drop your shoulders, keep your elbow bent, and when you come here, you're coming right under the chin. Tighten your tummy. You're coming right under the chin, no higher. Drop your shoulders, rotate. So some of you that have had that have delicate shoulders, you might want to do this with no weight. Okay, this rotation is a big deal for people with shoulder issues, because you know what they do? See, I said they, I didn't say you. Do you know what those people with shoulder problems do? They do this. That's a dead giveaway that we have shoulder impairment. When somebody goes to do a front rotation, okay, like this, an extension, and they do this, I'm like, wait. Drop the weight. See, I would drop the weight on somebody who did that, and I would get them to move gently and carefully with that pattern, with my shoulder down. Because if you come here and you throw this shoulder up, that's a cheater move. And whereas I can make it all funny, it's not funny because it will A, impair you using the correct muscles to get stronger, and B, you could hurt yourself because you're doing a funny move, okay? So if you do that, you have too heavy a weight, number one, okay? So now I'm stepping straight. I just turned straight so you can see me in a different position. I'm doing the same thing. So my back foot is straight. I'm wider. And when I get ready to come up in this rotation, see, I bring them up here. I get my shoulders down, tighten in my tummy, rotate right to there, bring her down, rotate right to there, bring her down, breath. And every single time that I do this move. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and elongate the arm, but then you got to pull them back and rotate, okay? Here is where another little cheater move surfaces, which is the wrist breaking. Don't break the wrist here. Keep it neutral. And don't do that cheater move. Keep the shoulders down. Rotate. Don't bend at your wrist here. Okay, that would be moving out of neutral. I want you to move with a neutral wrist. Breath, shoulders down. Whew. Breath. Now, let me reiterate. When I do these lighter weight moves, even though some of the moves can be calibrated for larger weights, heavier weights, when I do these lighter moves, Kathy will tell you, oh geez, she's gonna do a lot of them. Deal with it. Okay, drop your shoulders. This is where I say, this hurts me more than you. I'm doing this for your own good. Okay, that knee in the front is bent. See, my foot in the back is straight on. Do not lift that elbow, okay? Do not break that wrist. Keep your shoulders down. Breath. 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 This should be a pretty good effort, even though this is a lightweight. You should have chosen a lightweight for yourself or no weight if you're a shoulder person. Two more. Here we go. One more. So when I say one more, it's one and. Some of you forgot that. And you're going, hey, you said two more and you did four. One and. Okay. Last move with light weights. Are you ready? So I hope you're enjoying this lightweight stuff. Take a breath. Okay. Here's my little pillow. I'm stepping right behind it. See that? Stepping right behind it. Oh, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to sit back into the hips. See that? All right. Now when I bring these weights to my shoulders, it's going to be not up. It's just going to be in front of my face. And then I'm going to open and I'm going to wave. So I'm not gripping too hard. Now, when you bring those hands into a hinge motion, which is what we're doing, I want you sitting back into your hips a bit. Okay? Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. They're way out here. Don't stick those elbows out. Here we go. Make the elbows try to come in and just barely touch. And you'll have to turn your head or you might hit your nose. See, I'm going to turn my head one way, sit into your heels, sit into your heels. Then I'm going to turn it the other way. I'm going to try to get those elbows in. Breath. Breath. Wave to me. Yeah. Turn your head. Just two more. Here we go. One more. And bring it down. You should be screaming right now. Yeah, that should have got you. Okay, shoulders up, little shrug. Take a breath. Here we go, shrug. Light weights, bring them back down. So I'm just a little wider than hip. My knees are soft, they're not really bent. I do have a tiny bit of a hip hinge going because I want to use this as an opportunity to, in fact, work my back extensors. Anytime you do a hip hinge, to bend it even a little, you're going to help your back extensors, okay? Especially if you keep rib cage up, shoulders down, chin tucked. Hip hinge just a little forward with a knee that is soft, not bent, but soft. Two more. Here we go. And we're doing this with lightweight because we're going to do it with heavy weight in just a second. Breath. One more. Into the heels and back down. So when you do your hip hinge, you say rib cage up, you naturally will pull your belly button in, okay? And so if you don't, you need to talk to me because that's not normal. Okay, now, before I pick up my heavier weights, I'm going to put these weights, I'm going to not be on my pillow, I'm going to be just on my floor. I'm going to put these weights right here, okay? And I'm going to go do that 90-degree hip flexion, okay? So I'm going to shift, which we have practiced the shift from the moment you came on this morning, right? So here I am, a little wider, shift, hip hinge, knee bend, then I'm going to tap on my toe, then I'm going to bring that knee up, and I'm going to tap, 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 tap. Take a breath, then I'm going to hang out here with my toe just hovering over the chair as long as I can. I might have to tap it to get my balance, okay? And then I'm going to bring it off. This particular move, be careful. Get next to a wall. If you need to, do this totally with no weights. If you're wonky on your balance, okay? So I'm cautioning you to get where you're by a wall or a table. Don't do it with the weights. This is a big move, okay? All right, here I go. Now I'm going to be shifting, rib cage up. I'm going to sit back just a bit. I'm going to go to my toe. Then I'm going to bring this knee up, and I'm going to do a toe tap. And when I'm toe tapping, I want to bend the supporting knee, okay? So that it really engages all my muscles. And I'm going to try to hover or hover over that chair with my foot. If I have to, I'll put my toe down. But if I can hover or hover, breath, 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 breath. And if I can make it in that kind of a move for 6 seconds, 10 seconds, that's great, okay? It is a big move. These are specific weighted balancing moves, okay? There is a risk, okay? So you need to be prepared for that. You either do it next to a bed or a wall or a counter or something, okie dokie? Okay, now I'm going to step into my little weight arena. I'm going to put my weights down. Okie dokie. Put my weights down. Now, we've been doing a lot of muscle challenges with the upper body, but that also brought in, because we're standing on our pad, leg. So now we're going to work in a trunk type thing, which is going to be the whole thing put together, all right? So we're going to do a crossover and a pull, okay? And so I want you to think of the sequence that we're going to go, because I'm going to go heavy weights, all right? So whatever is heavy for you, you just decide what's heavy for me, okay? So for me, I'm going to go ahead and pick up, to start with, for this first set, I'm going to pick up 15 and 15, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. I told you when we were going to go light and then straight heavy, right? So some of the moves that we did with the light weights, we will not be doing with this. However, this is going to be a variation on a carry. Okay, that's what this is going to be. So I'm going to step a little bit wide, not super wide, just a little bit wider than shoulders. Okay. When I go to put this weight down, I'm going to cross over. I'm not going to cross over while I'm in the move. That would be a mistake. It's a common mistake in many back injuries. People will go down and turn while they're picking the weight up. So here's the weight. My goal is to put it down, cross over, pick it up, So I'm going to go into the hip. I'm solid into the hip. See that? Now I turn, and I turn with my whole body. My feet stay put, but I turn and I put this down right in front of that toe. Then I come back up. Now I push into the hips. I'm solid, straight back. Now I turn and put that weight down. Now I'm going to come back up. Now, because I have people joining me that are very accomplished in life, they've learned how to become efficient, doing several things at once, you know. But in that efficiency, sometimes we don't use our muscles like we should. So I'm putting them both down, standing up. Now I'm going to come down. See, I'm solid. I know that's my goal, to go down there and pick that up. See? But I'm not going to do this and be torquing and turning as I'm lifting. So this particular principle, everybody thinks they know it. Invariably, I hear at least once a week somebody's hurt their back, not in my class, but somewhere, you know, because, and I said, what were you doing? Oh, I was doing brush, you know, wrangling brush, or I was doing raking, and then all I did was bend over and brush my teeth, kind of funny, and pop. So here we go. You're solid. Bend the knees, hip hinge, rib cage up, shoulders down, push back. Now turn. Now pick it up. Now bring it straight on and come up straight. Okay, now I'm going to hang on to this. Push the hips back. Come on down. Keep your chin tucked. You're straight on. Now turn. Pull it across and stand up. And when you're down there getting these, retrieving these, think about your movement patterns. Get set. Get ready. Here we go. Push the hips back. Rib cage up. Shoulders down. Come down, all the way down. Now turn. Set that down. Come back up with one weight. See? Symmetry. Push back. Come down. All the way down. Now put that weight down. Straight on and push back up. Okay? So a chop is a very good example of this sequence. You can do it correctly or you can do it poorly and suffer the consequences. So think about it. When you're going to chop and you're coming down with the force, your hips are pretty neutral right here. You should be hip hinging back as you come down with that axe. Does that make sense? Yeah, think about it next time you're out chopping wood. And I think Nancy chops wood regularly out there. Here we go. Nancy, I don't know if any of your friends are on, but sorry. Just tell them I have to give you a bad time. Okay, so here I am right here. And if you get tired in this sequence, just take a break, step back, do a split stance, do some pendulum work, okay? Because what I'm doing today with you is I'm using some very functional moves and we're training in that move. Are you ready? I'm going to go back down and pick these up. I'm going to do this at least 3 more times. Okie dokie. At least 3 more times if I can. Because with this combination of what we did in the beginning, all through, working, keying up the core, now we're putting it together with heavy weights. This is winner. This is a great combination. Here we go. Push back. You know you're going to cross over and get one, right? Some of you are doing this as I speak. I know you are, you little slugs. Don't do that. All right, step wide. Push the hips back. Chin tucked. Come down. Now turn. Grab it. Come up. Squeeze your butt. Here we go. Push. Drop your shoulders. Come all the way down. Square. Let this be right down here. Now turn. Now bring it across. Now push through the heels. Breath. Hip hinge. Bring it down. I'm going to put this down. I'm all the way down. Then I'm going to put this down. I'm going to come back up. Take a breath. Okay, we're going to go down and pick up. This time we'll pick them both up while we're down there. So now that we're trained in how to move, and I did one side and then one side, now we're going to do them both. So when you're down, ready to pick up, here's the trainer's tip. Dig in your heels. Hip hinge. Stay straight on. Don't hold your breath. You're going to go down here. Reach across. Grab. Reach across. Grab. And push into the heels and come up. Squeeze your butt right now. Shoulders up. Shoulders down. Shoulders up, shoulders down. Shoulders up, soften your knees. Some of you are blocked. Breath, back down. Breath, back down. Breath, back down. Ready? Push the hips back. Come on down, square it off. Now put it in front of that toe. Now put it in front of that toe. Now stay down. Go into the heels. Go way down. Reach across, grab. Reach across, grab, come up into the heels. Yes. Take a breath. Hip hinge. Come all the way down and put them down right there in front of you. Step in. Yay. Here's your kitchen chair. Put your foot up there. Okay. Watch the positioning of your foot down there. Right. You're going to lean in as far as you can. Put your hands on your chair. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to come back. And you're going to just sneak. Put your hand on the wall or put it on the pole. And you're going to stretch that front leg. Stretch. Put your hand on the wall. Put it on a pole. Then bend. Then put that down. I'll get the pole so I'll show you. So this kind of a stretch, again, we've practiced this kind of a flexion, hip flexion, and then we go to the heel. Then we just push in just a little bit, not too much. The toes up. I just want to do a nice stretch back up through all your hamstrings. Then you do a turn. You keep your hips forward. Use your pole to do a nice transverse stretch. You can either focus forward or you can turn as your shoulder turns. But you got to stay on your feet, all four corners. Your knees are soft. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Now, the last move. Take this pole, okay? Bring it right up here and just grab it right there. Pull it right into your head and pull your head back. You should be touching between your shoulders, the back of your head, and your coccyx. That's it. Then you open this elbow right here. Hold it down there and open that elbow. Open it. Take a breath. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Yay. Then we're just going to switch. My other hand comes up. My other hand goes down. Open that elbow. Where should it be touching? The back of the head, not the top of the head. Right between my shoulders and right down where the sun don't shine. Right down through the coccyx. 3 places. Now, try to walk around like that. That's how you line yourself up for neutral posture. Good job, y'all. Good job.